Hi all, so welcome to another video on Cast channel. My name is Ratnakishore. In this short video, I mainly cover four topics: population and sample, and what is the process of sampling, and population parameters versus sampling statistics. Finally, I will give what is sampling error. Without any further delay, let's start the topic. Population and sample. Population is the entire group of observations that we want to analyze to draw some conclusions about. Examples for the population are group of people in a country, group of all organizations in a continent, group of all countries in the world. Since the population is very large, it is very difficult to us to analyze and draw conclusions about. Then we are going to consider a subset of the populations to derive some insights. That subset is called as a sample. We can get that subset of population as a sample by using a process called sampling. There are different techniques available for the sampling. One of the popular techniques for the sampling is simple random sampling. I am not going to cover all these sampling techniques now in this video. This video is only to introduce the population and sample. But now I am considering two kinds of samplings actually. Sampling without replacement and sampling with replacement. In sampling without replacement, any observation from the population can be selected only once. If it is sampling with replacement, an observation in the population can be selected more than one time. I am going to show these two kinds of samplings by considering simple random sampling technique using Python code. Now I am importing a random module using the statement import random. In real world, the population is very large. As an example, I am considering only 10 observations in the population. Here I am considering a list population with 10 elements in it. That means the population is having 10 observations here. Those 10 elements are 10, 20, 30 up to 100. Now I am considering sampling without replacement. For that I am going to use the sample function associated with a random module. For that function, the first parameter is the input population and the second parameter is 5. Then this sample function randomly selects 5 elements from the population, and those 5 elements are available as a list in sample 1. And then I am displaying that sample 1 content. And then I am going to consider the sampling with replacement. In this case, I am going to use the sample 2 as a variable to hold the sample values. And then I am using a list comprehension here. In that list comprehension with for keyword, I am using a range of 5. That means this list will have total 5 elements in it. Each element will be randomly selected by this choice function from the population. Because of this choice function, you may get the repeated elements in the sample 2. And then I am using a print statement to display the sample 2 values. Now I am running the code. Then I got a sample without replacement with elements 80, 100, 30, 50, 70. There is no repetition of sample values. But in the case of second list, we have 63 times. That means here the replacement of the values is allowed. So next we will see population parameters versus sample statistics, where the parameter is a measure that describes the entire population and the statistic is a measure that describes a sample. Here I am going to consider two measures. The first one is mean and the second one is standard deviation. And the parameters of the population can be represented by using the Greek letters. Here the mean of the population can be represented as a Greek letter mu, and the standard deviation is represented as sigma. And this is the formula we have to calculate the population parameter mu, that is mean, and this is the equation we have to calculate the standard deviation of the entire population. Here my assumption is that capital N is the total number of observations that a population is having. And coming to this case, x bar represents the mean of the sample, and this is the formula we have to calculate the sample mean. In the denominator we have lowercase n, which represent the total number of values we have in the sample. And coming to the standard deviation of the sample, we have Sx as the symbol for it. Here, because of some mathematical reasons, the denominator is having n-1 in the standard deviation calculation of the sample. I will discuss the reason for it in the next videos. And finally, I want to show what is sampling error. sampling error is nothing but the difference between the population parameter and the corresponding sample statistic. For example, if you subtract the sample mean from population mean, the difference is nothing but the sampling error in the calculation of the mean. Guys, we have to remember one point here. Since the population is very large, directly we cannot analyze the population parameters. So that's why we will collect a subset as a sample and then we will analyze that sample completely by using the sample statistics. And then we will use the inferential statistics to map these sample statistics to the population parameters. I will cover all these concepts with examples in the coming videos. Until that, take care guys. Bye bye.